definitely not a place you want to hang out alone.
I am the historian and the president for Save Century Manor. I did paranormal investigations for about 15 years before I just started sticking to research.
So my name is Jennifer Vermeer, and I've had several experiences with Century Manor, each one scarier than the next.
Hi, I'm Mike. Been in Century Manor 2 or 3 times. Each time that I've gone in, it's been creepy, to say the least.
It housed the worst of the worst, and they were not considered to be human. They did treatments on them that were completely inhumane. Another procedure that they did do a lot of inside of Century Manor on the criminally insane was they would let young doctors practice how to do lobotomies, therefore shocking their brains out of mental illness.
The thing about Century that a lot of people don't realize is that it's housed a lot of different people, from criminally insane to inebriates to tuberculosis patients to First Nations children from the residential schools when they became sick. Oftentimes I wonder as I walk through Century Manor if the treatment is what actually made people crazy or if they went in crazy. The house dictates where you go. And I know that sounds crazy, but it really, you don't know why or you don't know how, but you just end up finding yourself in different parts of the house. I don't want to say that we were influenced or possessed or something like that, because it definitely didn't feel like that. But you just have this need to be like, I need to go to this place.
Energy just doesn't dissipate or disappear. It always has to go somewhere. Ourselves, we're souls. We're souls in a meat machine, just working all the cogs, and when we die, we're still that's just our machines. A lot of those souls can get trapped because they don't feel, they're not at rest. Their deaths weren't justified. They didn't live full lives, so their souls are just wandering around.
They did keep the worst of the worst up on the 3rd floor. That way it was harder for them to escape. So when they would pass away, they would have to carry the body down to this body slide, which was just essentially a tunnel that was a ramp. And they would just push the body right down into, usually right into the infirmary.
As soon as I went through that door, female screaming, just a couple times. And there were no females with us. It was all males. There was no one outside, no one around. This was 1 a.m. Just weird. We all, a bunch of us heard it. We all talked about it. Kind of felt like something was watching us. I heard a distorted scream later on throughout the night. Those screams, they were almost like blood-curdling screams. They weren't necessarily loud, but they were loud enough for us to be able to hear them and feel the emotion behind it. It felt like someone was in help and needed to be rescued or something. It was unsettling.
The scariest thing that I came across is a full body apparition of one of my friends. So my friend and I were inside Century Manor. We were upstairs on the main level and checking out all the different rooms, but still split up a little bit. And she was behind me, and she took a turn into one of the rooms, and I could still hear her because she had a spirit box on, but I couldn't physically see her. And then I heard her call out my name, and I started to return to where I thought she was. I went to where her voice was, and when I turned the corner into a room, I saw her standing there plain as day, but then I heard her call my name again. So I was very confused, and I turned my head to look in the direction of the voice, And I turned back around, and the person that I saw was completely gone. And I realized in that moment that it was like a full apparition of something. I'm not entirely sure what we saw that day, but it was interesting to run across something like that. The fear for me was, what was that up to? Like, what was it trying to do by pulling me into a direction where I would be by myself? So if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to smudge and keep yourself clean, I would stay out of this building.